Trouble everywhere.
I think I was doing some research for the tax percent thing.
Oh, I reached out to
Genevieve?
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Did I say something?
no.
Oh.
It made its way to me, and
Yes, this right outside to the right here.
Give me your email, and I'll send you the thing, and you can blow it up and look. The calendar. They're going a little bit for us, a lot for you. Lakeside, Ramona, they're hitting the unincorporated areas. But the one I saw, Lincoln Acres, was like, changing the density, changing the zoning, changing the vehicles, travel. I've been following up. Go read my paper, it's all in there.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Okay.
And then I'll
Also have to email my assembly member.
where is it?
say, support me. Yeah, because I've been fighting it because I thought it was Sunnyside. Where I live, we're in a rural area. So, not so much yet.
The last time I saw it, they depicted all of the outlying areas, and they included the acres. But
I'm pretty sure I saw Lincoln Acres because I took pictures of you. It's all these webinars they're doing lately. They're doing vehicle
miles around. Yeah, I missed that one last week. But
so that hooks into roads developed to go where we want. And then the density changes, TOAs, something, opportunity, assessment, it's like rezoning.
how are you? Pretty good. How you doing?
Hi. How are you? Good. Good. Good to see you guys here. You guys live in the area?
well, we live
In Lincoln Acres, right?
Yeah, but we ran into Big Mike at gathering down there. We're having their
I'm
I wanted to check out how they do theirs.
Yeah. Nice. Good seeing you. Nice to see familiar faces.
Yeah, if you give me your email. Whoops, brand new pen, look at that. Still has a little red dot on it. Yeah, and then I'll send it to you and you can manipulate it, blow it up, and do. It's a man. It just came out. I did the webinar and it came out the next day. Everything's like, oh, we don't have that yet. And then the next day it's published. So they have it. Games. But when I saw, I'm very protective of you. When I saw that, I thought, I'll let you know. And then I have a lot of friends out on the lakeside, and they're hitting it big time. Good to see you guys. For what it is. And the thing is, they have no land here. Any other place, you would go get one of those big things of land, but they don't want to pay for the infrastructure. They don't want to put in the roads. We'll just come to your community and take it over and go look at the mesa. Kearney Mesa, yeah, and Mission Valley. Everything's like 7 stories high. When I moved from Arizona here, Coronado, you can't park anywhere in Coronado. and they just put a new hotel in there over an old hotel. It's got valet parking. So the valets are going to go party every place that's left for people to spend the night. It's like, I lived there 26 years. Well, they stopped. They haven't done it since the way they were parties like last 15 and then you put them up and they fall over so they can't stand or roost or anything. It's like, like 8 of them bringing new babies out. He's in the barn, just got him out of the barn. First night, they had a party. Next morning,
all the young women.
oh, hi. Are you the stud muffin around?
My what?
Are you the stud muffin around now?
Is that it? Thank you. I hope so. I'm thinking of pretty leftover
That's not good. But I'll send you that. It's good seeing you guys. I told her she picked a bad place because I can go around her. You're actually you mentioned how much
started. Everybody, please take your seats. Thank you. Also, people we got the military in here. All right. We're going to call this meeting to order now. Let's commence with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Let's all face the flag. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and now we're going to take a moment, please. Stay standing, please. Thank you. We're going to take a moment of silence to honor the fallen and disabled men and women of our armed forces, law enforcement, fire and safety professionals, and to express our appreciation for those who are currently serving to protect us and anyone who provides a public service. Thank you. Please be seated. All right, on behalf of the Civic Association, we offer a special welcome to our members, guests, representatives, our elected officials, and to those who might be considering joining the Civic Association. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. A few housekeeping rules. Please silence your phones if you haven't done so already. And then this exit doorway here to the right, that's where the facilities are. There are cones that are keeping the doors ajar for both bathrooms. Okay, let's see. If you haven't done so, please, by all means, sign in if you are a member so that we can keep our attendance records accurate. For our next order of business, we have the May 6th, 2026 minutes. They have been circulated for review. Can I get a motion for approval? Okay, so Judy and then Mike.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion approved. Very good. All right. Next, we have Steve Stonehouse. You have the honors of presenting the Treasury report for the month of June 2026.
Yes, Treasurer's report. Previous account balance was $2,343.41. In May, we paid MailChimp $45 for electronic type stuff. And we wrote a check to Keep It Growing for the May web fee, $210, with an ending balance of $2,288.41. If anybody wants to be a member of the SVCA, we have membership applications on the table up front there where the white tablecloth is. And
Thank you.
see me, and if you have checks or cash, we'll take them tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. All right, for continuing business, just a reminder, our District 1 Supervisor Palmer Gary will be holding a State of Bonita address during our membership drive at the August 26th Civic Association meeting. This is tentatively scheduled at the Bonita Library. So please check in periodically on our website and Facebook so that, just in case there's any changes with regards to our reservations. And if you haven't already done so, let's see here. If anyone would like to become a member, by all means, as Steve suggested, we have a table back there. So if any of you want to become a member, by all means, there are membership applications back there, and we're more than welcome to take your money. That said, let's move on. I want to, at this time, I would like to give a special thanks to our members who have renewed their membership with us already. In addition, I would like to give a special thanks to Denise and Scott. Could you please stand? Jen Hutt? All right, very good. I want to thank you so much for becoming gold members. That really means a lot to us, so special thanks to you for that. And then I want to go ahead and take this time to also ask our board members and officers to please stand. I'm going to go ahead and start with Steve Stonehouse, our treasurer, Liz, our secretary, Mike Flowers, director, Judy, our vice president, and who do you have? Richard Scott, do you want to stand, sir? All right, am I missing anyone else? Mike Purnell, Sharon Coleman. By all means, please stand. I want you all to recognize them because we all put in a lot of work, volunteering our time. Some of us, this is like a full-time job for us. But we're doing it because we feel it's altruistic and we want to be of service. So that said, I want you to give them a round of applause. Okay, moving on. Okay, I want to also mention that we're planning on extending our Civic Association elections all the way through September 2026. So if any of you feel like you would like to become an officer or a board member, by all means, please let us know. We're more than welcome to work with you to improve the quality of life here in our community. So I want to offer that. Okay, for new business, I want to share that we are sponsoring an event with Bonita Mamas. I think we have someone here representing them, yes? Would you please stand? Is Teresa Hill here? Did she show?
I don't see her yet.
You don't see her yet? Okay.
But I can talk.
You want to speak a little bit about that?
Sure.
Okay.
So Sweetwater Valley Civic Association, in conjunction with Bonita Mamas, is going to hold a special seminar. It's called Prevention Starts With Me, and it's for parents, grandparents, and caregivers. The talk is focused on what child abuse looks like today, warning signs, and how to talk to kids in age-appropriate ways. This is going to be presented by Rady's Children's Health members, and it will be at Skyline Hills Library, 7900 Paradise Valley Road, and we encourage everybody to come. It's Saturday, June 13th, starting at 10 a.m. And we have flyers in the back if you're interested in this, and we hope to have a good showing. We'd like to do more seminars in the future, so this is our first trial run, and we're really happy that Rady's has agreed to participate in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, for our next item on the agenda, I want to talk a little bit about our reps that we usually invite to our meetings. So for some of you, you don't look like I've seen you before. You look unfamiliar. That said, I want to introduce the individuals that we generally hold a forum with. And I want to first bring up, I believe I saw him here. Where is our Deputy Fire Chief? There he is. Mike Smith. Is there anything you'd like to report on, sir?
Oh, as always. Good evening, everybody. So, Deputy Fire Chief Mike Smith will be taking over next month as Fire Chief for the Bonita Sunnyside Fire Protection District. So we're excited about that. But some news for the district itself. We do have some community events. We had to reschedule, but we do have a new date for our pancake breakfast. That will be in August 9th. I believe the hours will be from 8:30 to noon. But more information as we get closer, but August 9th is going to be that pancake breakfast. Additionally, we're the host site for an e-bike safety workshop. That's going to be June 6th at our fire department. You can find more information on our Instagram and on our website. That will start at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's in partnership with the San Diego County Sheriffs, Rady's Children's Hospital, and a couple e-bike manufacturers, just to give you some tips and tricks and some rules of the road on e-bike safety. And additionally, today we hosted a hands-only CPR at the library. Hopefully some of you were able to attend, or some of the community could get out there. We're just happy to be able to host those things. A couple of personal recognitions. The Chula Vista Rotary Club does a Above and Beyond Award, and our engineer Robert Marcone was awarded with that, recognized last Friday at their meeting. So we're excited to be part of the community and just share those milestones with our partners. Operational update for us. It's been a busy month for us. We're at 167 calls this last month, including the vegetation fire over there off of Quarry Road. We are happy to report that there's been a arrest in connection with that fire, so hopefully we'll see a decrease in those nuisance fires over there off the quarry. Additionally, our compliance with Chula Vista ATS, our ambulance transport system, is again shows strong relationship with them with a high 97% compliance rating. Again, it's just a good avenue for us and partnership with Chula Vista Fire Department and our ambulance transport coordinators. As always, as we go into fire season, we always want to remind people we are a resource for you. You can come down and visit with our fire marshal, or we'll lead you in some directions with Fire Safe Council. You might see some flyers and some door hangers around our community. Just to let you get those fire-wise evaluations of your property. Again, no obligation, just kind of out there, and they'll kind of set you up with what you need to look for, what you can do to help mitigate some fire risk at your house. Again, there's no obligation, and if you qualify through some funding, they actually might be able to help you, lead you in the way to get some of that stuff taken care of through some grant funding. So that's Fire Safe Council San Diego. That's always a good resource for you guys. And last, Chief Sims' last day is going to be June 30th. So that morning, we'll just do some coffee and hanging out, saying our goodbyes, packing up his stuff, and delivering him home in the fire engine that day. So the community's, as always, is welcome to stop by the fire station. That day might be a nice day. If you want to wish your farewells or thank him for his service. He's been in the fire service for over 31 years, about 30 years there with the district ourselves. So we're happy about that. But end of report. I'll see you guys all at the end of the next meeting.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Smith. Appreciate that. Is there anyone else here who would like to, RDL, I see you. Would you like to speak?
Hello, good evening everyone. RDL Lim here, District Representative, Office of State Senator Steve Padilla. I'll make it really quick since I know the focus really is the Public Safety Forum. But last May 29th was the House of Origin deadlines, which means that any bills introduced in the Senate must either get out or die. The Senate floor, just wanted to say that all of the Senators' bills made it out in the Senate floor, with the majority of them with bipartisan support. This includes bills regarding insurance claims reform, AI therapists, AI toy moratorium, social media right to deletion, just to mention a few. The Senate Democratic Caucus also just put out their state budget plan in response to the governor's May revise. Last May 28th, which includes key budget priorities. Just to share a couple of them, maintain core funding for in-home supportive services, provide $100 million to support local food banks, and $320 million above the May revise to support increased county workload for Medi-Cal and CalFresh due to the increased requirements for HR1. And then just two grants that I want to share with the community here. CAL FIRE is advancing the state's ongoing wildfire and forest resilience efforts through the availability of $70 million in funding for community-focused wildfire prevention and resiliency projects. Applications are due on July 8th at 3 p.m. And the last one is California Long-Term Self-Sufficiency. I'll be providing the links and a copy of my full report with Ms. Stonehouse, who will be disseminating information to the members. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Elizabeth Cox, do you have anything to add?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Cox. I'm your Sweetwater Authority designee for District 5, serving Bonita, a portion of Lincoln Acres and western Chula Vista. We had an Engineering and Operations Committee meeting today, got a few updates. The central wheeler tank that is in Bonita and services a couple of our audience members tonight is on track for completion in August. So I know that's been a long time coming and you're very excited about getting higher water pressure finally after all these years. So thank you for your patience. That's underway. We just reached within the last week 1,000 people being supported by the Water Affordability Program. This is $30 per bill for folks who qualify for the low-income assistance and $40 per bill for seniors who also qualify. So there's still funding available. This is not rate generated revenue. This is cell phone tower lease money. So it's not that other ratepayers are subsidizing this. This is other revenue that came in, and we are redistributing that to support our ratepayers. So if you or someone you know qualifies for that, we definitely encourage you to take advantage. Last week we unveiled the Sweetwater High School photo contest winners. Their displays are now at the Bonita Museum for a few more weeks, so if you haven't had a chance already, stop by. There's some really amazing artwork that the students have done. There's also a scholarship available for students who want to work in water, so whether it's college, community college, or workforce development, it's $1,000. Applications are open through the end of July. So please share that with the students that are in your life. We are in the midst of the budget cycle. The board could adopt the budget as soon as next Wednesday, June 10th. Otherwise, the backup date would be June 24th, but that is posted on the website and available for public comment if you would like to provide any input there. The rate study, which will set the rates for the next few years ahead, was delayed to August, so there will be more opportunity for public input on that, but currently the budget, I believe, anticipates a 2% rate increase. We have been able to historically keep our water rates much lower here at Sweetwater because we have local surface water with the Sweetwater Reservoir fed by the Loveland Reservoir. We've got groundwater that we're sourcing at the Reynolds Tank desal facility in the Chula Vista National City area, and then the wells that are in National City. But we know that a lot of costs are rising in a lot of ways, and we're trying to do what we can to keep those water rates as low as possible. So thank you for the opportunity to share a few updates.
Yes?
Hi everyone, I'll be quick. My name is Ernesto Castañeda. I work for the Office of California State Assembly Member David Alvarez, who is the assembly person for Bonita and Chula Vista, representing you guys in Sacramento. I have two quick updates. The first is that maybe you've heard Chief Smith and before him Chief Sims talk about how they have a need for funding for their fire engine, for constructing the fire engine. So Assembly Alvarez, along with the Assembly delegation, the San Diego Assembly delegation has requested $900,000 for building the new fire engine for the Bonita Sunnyside Fire Department. So we requested it, can't guarantee it, but the money is requested. The other thing I have is that I brought a legislative packet, so if you're curious to hear and see what Assembly bills our office and Assembly Alvarez is working on. All of our bills right now are on the state, so they pass the Assembly, are not going on to the state Senate. So if you're curious, I have brought a package and it has the list of all the bills that we're working on. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else that we have here who would like to speak as a representative? No? Okay. That said, I think we're going to go ahead, to keep with time management, we're going to go ahead and, unless there's any other questions or comments for the Civic Association, I'd like to go ahead and adjourn the meeting so that you guys can go into recess and take a break, and then we'll commence with other very important reductions. All right, that's it. Meeting adjourned.
I do have coffee.
Yes, I am.
everybody. So if you can share that. Put it down so you can read it. Share those. I don't have that many. Gave you one, didn't I?
You know how the Photoshops look? How they look through the phone and then
meeting is this? We've been so lied to. I live in We've been so lied to. All everything. What? I'm not talking about that. I want to move forward.
Walked past.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Please take your seats. We're about to get started. Thank you.
me okay? No?
I'm with you.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. My name is Paloma Aguirre. I am the District 1 representative at the San Diego County Board of Supervisors. I want to give a special thanks to Felix and the Sweetwater Civic Valley Civic Association for co-hosting this forum with us tonight. Last February, I know some of you, I just chatted with you. We attended the Sweetwater Community Planning Group where I heard public safety as a forefront issue for this community. That's why we're here tonight. We want to make sure that we give you all the opportunity to hear your concerns. Someone was actually asking me, does this qualify as public safety? Yes. As long as it implicates safety of your person, of your community, or concerns, I think that it does qualify as public safety. So residents raised concerns at that meeting about traffic speeding, parking enforcement. More recently, I've also heard a growing concern regarding e-bike safety, which is definitely public safety, and the need to ensure our roads are safe for everyone. Been hearing about Miguel Road as well. We heard about that at the last one, and we're going to hear about that today too. In April, which is fine, and in April, the Board of Supervisors passed action for Greater California Highway Patrol coordination in unincorporated areas. I'm very proud of all of us supporting that. This is an opportunity to hear about specific areas that need greater CHP presence. I do want to relay, I heard from some of you in the room tonight that gave a shout out to our CHP officers for having a bigger and more noticeable presence. So it's also good stuff we're hearing from communities. So I appreciate the positive feedback as well. Tonight we're joined by representatives from our local law enforcement and county agencies, as well as Chula Vista Council Member Carolina Chavez. Because Bonita and Chula Vista share a boundary, this partnership is incredibly critical as many residents travel between these two communities every day. Also in the room, we have our Ardell Lim from the Office of State Senator Steve Padilla, who you've heard from before. Yes, say hi. Ernesto Castañeda from the Office of Assembly Member David Alvarez. Amanda Fredeluces from the Office of Chula Vista Mayor McCann. There she is. And I also want to especially acknowledge Mike Clowers, who is our District 1 representative on the County Traffic Advisory Board. Where are you, Mike? There you are. And thank you for attending earlier another community meeting we had. And then we also have in the room Francisco Tamayo, Chula Vista School Board Trustee. There he is. Okay. The goal of tonight's forum is to hear your concerns, as I mentioned, share information about available resources and ongoing efforts, and discuss practical solutions that can improve safety throughout our community. As I mentioned to some of you earlier today, just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it can't be done. And this is what I am hoping and relying on you to give me ideas, and so that we can be creative and think outside the box to get things done, because I am someone that believes that things can get done no matter what. Right? All right. Next, I'm going to invite my dear friend and colleague, Councilmember Chavez, to say a few words.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming and taking the time. It's of vital importance that we always work together and collaborate. We share so much. I've toured the Bonita Valley Horsemen and discussed the many issues they have, and I met some of the very beautiful horses they have. And Chula Vista is passionate about keeping culture, even though it's not within our city, but we share it. So I want to mention that first and foremost, and I want to mention and thank all our public safety and all of the directors that are here today. We're going to have some meaningful discussions, but I want to mention that also a lot of people came up to me asking about the 125, the Sandag 125, and I represent Chula Vista at Sandag, and we actually passed a resolution directing Sandag staff to prioritize paying off the debt and remove the tolls estimated the latest by 2030. we have funded a study for the impact on service streets caused by drivers avoiding the toll. We are currently fighting because we see the 125 that's in pristine condition, and that should not be coming out of our budget. And I also want to mention that today we have Chula Vista PD with us that have done an incredible work in our city, keeping us the safest city in the county. And they're going to be available for comments after this meeting. And I also want to mention that we work closely, really quick, and my office and the city in general have been working closely with our Director of Public Works and his staff, and their staff, also with Angelica Aguilar, to ensure that we do everything we can as a city to prevent flooding and ensure our storm water is channeled properly, because I was part of that tour when in 2024 we have these big issues in Bonita, and we don't want to see moving forward. Whatever wasn't done before is going to be done now and moving forward, because when was the best time to plant a tree 20 years ago? But when is the second best time to plant a tree right now, right? So we're working together. I'm proud to work with Supervisor Paloma Aguirre, who's very active in the community and is very passionate about bringing holistic regional solutions. So I'm going to be here, and let me know if there's anything I can do to make your life a little better.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Chavez and I will serve as moderators tonight. Our role tonight is to listen and identify working solutions. Before we introduce our panel, I'd like to share a few housekeeping reminders to help ensure we have a respectful, constructive, and productive discussion this evening. We ask that everyone be mindful of time and keep their comments concise when speaking, so that other community members have the opportunity to speak as well. While we may not be able to address every issue in depth tonight, I want to make sure that we do follow up if we don't get to everything. That is why I have several members of my team here present that I'm going to point out so you know who they are as the night goes on. The newest member of my team in the back, his name is Jesus, and he's our first intern in the office. I have my Director of Community Engagement, Paola. And then at the table we have Felicia, if you want to sign up for our newsletter or need any cards somewhere. And then we have Emilio, Diane, and of course Marianne, who represents us here in Bonita. Okay, so around the room you'll see posters with some key issues we've heard. There are markers and Post-its. We encourage you to write down specific issues or areas of concern and potential solutions that you have suggested. I know folks came even prepared with proposed solutions, right? So this is what I welcome. We really want to make sure that we hear from you. Feel free to list your name and contact info in those poster boards. Marianne, as I mentioned, who serves as my Bonita and Chula Vista representative, will be taking notes alongside Jared. Where's Jared? There he is, from Chula Vista. Yes. Okay, we're here to listen, learn from one another, and work together towards solutions that strengthen safety and quality of life throughout our community. Without further ado, I'm going to ask our amazing panelists to introduce themselves and go down the line.
Good evening. Oh, good evening. All right, that sounds a lot better. I am Captain Reggie Williams. I am the commander of our California Highway Patrol San Diego area office. We are responsible for all state jurisdiction and unincorporated roadways throughout San Diego County. This community being one of the areas that we have the responsibility of providing enforcement for. I want to tell you guys a little bit about me. I've been on the department for 26 years now. Yeah, 26 years, that's a long time. I've been at San Diego for about 3 years, and since I've been there, I've heard a lot about this particular community, and how we understand that we had a team that was dedicated to unincorporated areas. And as like many other law enforcement organizations, we went through a period of short staffing and limited resources. And now we are starting to climb back to a level of where we may be able to provide some more dedicated enforcement opportunities for this particular community. And we're slowly but surely working towards that, and we're hoping to have something in place in the very, very near future. So I want you guys to all understand and acknowledge that your concerns are my concerns. If we are not able to answer all of your questions tonight directly, I will get the information and get back to you, or have my nice lieutenant get back to you with the necessary information. So again, thank you for having me here, and we look forward to this forum and communication.
Follow up to that. Stand up, you can't see me. Good evening, I'm Lieutenant Jennifer Fernandez. Very nice to meet all of you guys. Like my captain said, we are here to provide safety service to the public, right? And this is one of our areas. So without further ado, I don't want to keep more of your time, so I will pass the microphone.
Good evening, I'm Sergeant Carrillo. I am with the Imperial Beach Sheriff Station, and we provide law enforcement services for the Bonita area, Lincoln Acres, and Otay Mesa. Our lieutenant, unfortunately, had other conflicts, other meetings that he had to attend, so I'm here in representation of him and our department here. So all I got for now. Looking forward to any questions and whatever we can help out with.
Michael Smith, I'm the Deputy Chief for Bonita Fire Department. I'm part of the normal scheduling program for the Civic Association, so I appreciate the time to come out here and meet the community that we serve. So here to hopefully answer any questions you may have.
Good evening, I'm Acting Captain Lamar Barrett, and I work with the Chula Vista Police Department. I've been on the department for 25 years. I started when I was 2. So, all kidding aside, I appreciate the invite to come out and speak to you folks. I want to hear everything you have to say so that we can get out there and provide a service for you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Murali Pasamarthi, and Supervisor, it's so great to see some of my old friends from here. So it's been a pleasure. I've been with the county for roughly 19 years. I've worked with most of the members who are here from the audience. It's always a pleasure to come back, feel like home when I come to Bonita. I do have with me some of my team members sitting there. I'll start with Bara. Bara is our senior civil engineer in the traffic team. I have Mike Kenny, who is the county traffic engineer. I have Connor McGee from our planning and development services team. And I have Sarah Agai from the back there for the flood control. Ashley Sullivan sitting there. We have Moises in the front here. So we are here to serve. That's what we do. We serve the community, so happy to converse.
Hi, Rich Whipple, and I work with Morale in the Department of Public Works. I'm one of the deputy directors. Morale hit all of the DPW folks and also introduced Moises, because we know that oftentimes challenges don't stop at organizational boundaries. Moises is with our Department of Parks and Recreation. And we've also got Connor McGee here from Planning and Development Services, who handles code compliance. And so I see the talk about the noise complaints, so that's probably something he'll be involved in.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So this is, the next part is basically listening from you and hearing from you what questions, concerns, ideas you have, opening up the floor to hear from you. This is why we're here. So we're going to do it in an orderly fashion. Yes, let's come over here. Jared has a mic, black t-shirt, right here. Yeah.
My back to have everyone.
Good evening. I pass out the blue things, and I will not do what your worst nightmare is when your bosses read you a memo. My name is Jim Groth. I live across from Sunnyside School on the San Miguel Road Speedway. We don't need NASCAR in Coronado because we have it right down on San Miguel Road. And many of you here are well aware of that.
Your mic, can you move your mic?
Okay, I'm very happy to see all the staff and the leaders, and I thank everyone here and the elected officials for listening. I'm not going to read this back, but I want to give a couple of quick highlights. Speed bumps. There's been a historical pushback on speed bumps honorably by our fire department. We need to talk about that. There are speed bumps everywhere in the world, and we need to talk about that. My daughter lives in Oakland. They're putting speed bumps everywhere in Oakland. The 125 we talked about tonight. One idea, just throwing it out. Hey, what about a month of no fees? Maybe just a weekend or whatever, and study it and see what happens. Again, as you said, we're just looking at potential solutions tonight. County responsibilities. Just an example, I called 911 because of an abandoned vehicle that appeared someone lived in up by the animal shelter up there. And 911 gave me a bunch of questions. Was someone living in there, or are they not living in there? Because it depends upon who responds. Is it CHP or is it the sheriff? I said, I don't care who responds. It's and so I think clarification is something else, and I think I heard a little earlier that that is being worked on. But that's important. Number 5, really important, cameras in school zones. There was a state law passed, and this was about 5-6 years ago, and I went to the elected officials, we're all gone now for state and assembly, and asked to have San Diego County be included. It's been successful. The LA Times just had an article about it, where you could put speed cameras in school zones. And I asked for San Diego County to be included, and it was not because I was told it was too late. Well, you know what? It can happen, and for the elected officials here tonight, I really would like to see that researched.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
Where specifically? What Marianne's taking notes in the back. Can we get at least a few key intersections that you want to flag?
Well, I think Sunnyside and Valley Vista for sure. Okay. I mean, they're looking at the 3 elementary schools there. Allen really doesn't have traffic like Sunnyside or Valley Vista does. Yeah. Number 7, coordination with the school districts, Chula Vista, and I didn't know that Mr. Twy was going to be here tonight. There's been great work at Sunnyside when they were redesigning it with the county and with the school district in redesigning that parking lot, which helped, and getting the Hawk Beacon outside. You know, we've had great support. Let's use the resources of the school district because they have been a very good partner. I also put, and a lot of those groups are here tonight, Sweetwater Little League. We need to include them in the discussion because the worst day of the week for traffic is Saturdays. And a lot of that, the county parks, and I think maybe someone said the county parks are here tonight. I've gone up and talked to them about informing everyone who comes and goes on the weekend at the county parks. They're in a hurry to get there, hurry to go home. And,
can we address that before we move on to the next item? Because otherwise,
but just the county parks, and I know
we have a rep here.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes, good evening. Mrs. Spinello, County Parks. Yes, with your permission. There is a study, a traffic study being done right now for the Sweetwater Valley Little League Park. I believe that's the one that you're referring to. There are some improvements that are in the, been identified by the parks operators. So we are looking at a revised sequence or addendum to the sequence to also include the traffic study. But more to follow on that.
Number 10, utilize staff. There's great staff in the county that I've worked with, that Mike and Don and I worked with 10 years ago. And I'm sure San Diego, or Chula Vista also has some great staff. Everybody, we drive from one locale to the other, we're going through different ones. Utilize those really, really good people that you have up there. And finally, work with the community. We had, there was a potential solution of the problem at the intersection of the Sunnyside driveway And the county office, the county said, look, this worked in Poway. You know what? It wasn't going to work on San Miguel Road. And luckily, the principal came out from Sunnyside, David, who was there before. And David looked at it and listened to it, and he said, this isn't going to work for my students. And so we need to really individualize the geographic community, because Allen, and I'm just going to use the elementary schools for example, Allen issues, Sunnyside issues, Valley Vista issues, it's all the same, but it's all different. And I really, really encourage the electeds and the staff, listen, 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 because we can add history, we can add reality to solutions. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Okay, I see a hand raised in the middle and then in the back.
Good afternoon. I'm John Costa. I'm an advocate for veterans and seniors. And one of the things I'm really concerned. Okay. Can I get my pen back? No. I'm John Costa. I'm an advocate for the veterans and seniors. And one of the things that is safety. Safety everywhere. And one of the really things that really concerns me about specific elected politicians that's supposed to protect and defend and look towards benefit the quality of life for seniors, who different occasions has gone out. I have seen it personally, and I was part of the verbally attacked me, and also a different location, including the city council outside the doors. And I'm talking specifically Michael Insunza. Michael Insunza, has that tendency whenever something does not agree with whatever he thinks or he says, or somebody says something, he verbally attacks it. And there was an occasion, right outside, which I have photos of it, where he made hand gestures threatening the city person. He didn't attack her, he didn't hit her, but still, intimidation, the way you talk to people, and the way you talk to people. And I know that everybody focuses on children and families, but let's not forget seniors. And when a specific elected official is supposed to look for the benefit and quality of life of seniors, and he's doing it, and there's nothing, I don't see him stopping. And maybe with the Paloma supervisor, thank you for everything you're doing. The council member Carolina and all the officers, please look into that. I have dates, I have times, I have pictures, and there's a lot of people that have seen it. It's verbally attacking the seniors. Something has to be done. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? There you go. Good evening, my name is Pedro Garcia. I'm a Bonita resident of going on 3 years, but lifetime resident of Chula Vista. I live over on Briarwood, and one of my biggest issues, as we all probably know on Briarwood, is traffic, speeding, traffic, and abandoned cars, what seems like an illegal car dealership working out of a house. I'm sure everyone knows the house. Thank you to Paloma's office for starting to look into that. I won't go into the details of my issues, street sweeping, traffic, speed enforcement, parking enforcement. My biggest thing is having somewhere to report it. I, like someone else, I wanted to use the app. I don't like to fester staff. I myself have been staff for 22 years. I also started when I was 2. And the frustrating thing as a resident is not just having the ease through an app, right? Like, it's 2026, it should just be as easy as taking a photo and click, and that's it. In an even more perfect world, there would be already proactive traffic enforcement, proactive speed enforcement, proactive parking enforcement, 72-hour regular things that we all know about, but it's not that. Bonita seems to be a place where we have to be proactive as a resident and keep bugging you guys as staff. And I think there just needs to be some really deep thoughts about how we can make it easier for the residents and empower them to be able to give you guys the eyes on the streets that you guys all require. And additionally, it's really confusing when you do try to use an app. You get the runaround. And I'm not blaming anyone here. I know staff, it can be confusing what jurisdiction, where the line ends and all that stuff. But as a resident, you know, and I've been in government my whole life. Even I don't know where the boundary lines are really. It's really difficult to understand where sheriffs and CHP is at. So I'll just give you one example. There was like 10 cars that hadn't moved for months on Briarwood, and I reported it through the county app. The county emailed me back really quick, and they said, oh, that's CHP. CHP replied really quick. CHP said, oh, well, can you please take pictures of every single vehicle that you think has been there for more than 72 hours? I thought that was a little much, but anyways, I still did it, submitted the pictures, and immediately was told, oh, that's not in our jurisdiction. So as you can imagine, it's, you know, I'm not blaming that staff or anyone, but it's really confusing. So I just really appreciate if there was some more thoughtfulness on the software or apps that residents can use so that we don't have to go to a forum and we don't have to bug everyone to just try to get a car out of the way or to get some speed enforcement in there. And then lastly, the street sweeping thing, I think that's kind of an easy one. You know, something that I've wanted on Briarwood is street sweeping. There's a lot of big trees, a lot of mature eucalyptuses that, you know, get all in the the stormwater runoff area underneath the cars. And when I called the county, they were really responsive again. Kudos to the staff. But they said, hey, yeah, we street swept. We just did it right now. Yes, you did, but you did it right in the middle of the road where it really doesn't need it. And it would just be appreciated if someone could actually, again, have some thoughtfulness behind it and say, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. You want us to move all the parked cars that haven't moved in weeks and street sweep under there. And it's two birds with one stone, right? You're getting the cars that have been abandoned for a while. You notice it at least 72 hours, gives you the opportunity to tow them if they haven't moved it. And then we're also cleaning off the stormwater runoff, and it looks a lot better for all of us. I'm an HOA president of Bonita Views in Bonita, and I'm trying to deliver better quality of life for all the people who invested a lot of money in their homes in our community, both in my little community and all the communities that we live in right now. So that's just my comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to address some of those.
My name is Murali. I'm the Public Works Deputy Director in charge of transportation. And thanks to Marianne, we got your email. I did. I received it. I reviewed your concerns. First thing first, we don't throw stones at birds anymore. We are done with that. That's in the past. We love our birds.
I love birds too.
Street Sweep, first thing first, thank you so much for highlighting the need for an app and the app that actually works. And I want to say that I'm really proud of the app that the county has. It's called Tell Us Now. I wish we had named it as Get It Done, which is what we do. We get it done. But it's called Tell Us Now. The city of San Diego has the Get It Done app, but we do it all. So it's called Tell Us Now. I highly encourage you all to download. It's on your smartphones, iPhone, Android, it doesn't matter. And the mandate we have is that if it's a stop sign or a yield sign or any of those regulatory signs, if they're down, within 4 hours, my guys will fix it. If it's a pothole, if you report it through the app, within 72 hours, the pothole will be addressed. I'm really proud to say that this last year, Supervisor, we have had zero claims or lawsuits related to potholes. We have had excellent job, and as you are aware, we got our roads paved to the 70 goal, which we did this year, thanks to the teams that are actually working. Let me address the issue of parking and street sweeping. My guys are very sensitive to street sweeping and the needs where the sweeping needs to happen. But you bring up the issue of Briarwood, Cedarwood, Bonita Wood, pick the streets, the side streets. As you know, it's completely packed with parked cars. There's a significant, very high demand from the apartment complexes with the people needing to park. People work 2-3 different jobs. There are more than 2 people in an apartment. There's high density of parking needs on the streets. We have tried to address this issue over the years. Believe me, I've been here for 19 years, and I've been addressing that issue for the last 19 years. So what you're bringing up is not new. It's just that our community and the needs of the community far outweigh the public space that's available when it comes to parking and parking needs. Also, we work very closely with our team members from the CHP office, and we are sensitive to calling out and getting vehicles towed because it costs real money to the public to really get their vehicles back in place. We don't tow the vehicles, we put a courtesy notice because that's the right thing to do, is to put the notice in. But I'm happy to send my crew out, get a sweeping done as many times as it needs in the right areas, provided you go through the app. And you bring up a good point about the sensitivity of boundary jurisdictions within the apps. That's a great point you bring up. I'm happy to go back and see if we can augment that in our network to show the boundaries. But Marian, I don't know if I sent you the slide or not, where people can download the app. It's a QR code. We do have contact information that you can contact us. And any one of you, and as some of the senior residents of the community here knows, you can always contact us. That's a QR code. You can always contact us in the public works for anything and everything related to roads. My team will be here. As you have indicated, we will communicate very quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. And I would encourage us to look at that boundary, because this is not the only community that shares boundary with the city, right? So Spring Valley, I'm thinking as well. So this issue is not unique. So I think if we could update apps are constantly updated and upgraded. So that could be something that we look into. And as it relates to the parking, that is a common issue everywhere. I would like to explore, probably it would take an assessment or a study to see how we could implement street sweeping days. Most communities have certain days of once a month that you have to move your car, even if there's high demand for multi-housing. So it's something I would like for us to explore.
Could I address the app for just a second?
The app?
The Tell Us Now app?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you. I'm just trying. Hi, my name is Rick Butte. I've been in Bonita since 1970, taught at Allen School way back in the day, so I've been around a lot. I've used the app before, and it's worked. I walk every day around Bonita. And the drainage ditch between Dawsonia and Glen Verde, parallel to Central Avenue, periodically gets cleaned and removed of the mud. I took a picture because there's standing water, and every time I walk my dog out there, mosquitoes just buzzing out there. So I've already taken the picture. It won't let me hit address from the library. It says address the camera. And when I access the camera, well, I want to take a picture of you and say you're causing the mosquitoes. So how do we get the app to work to take a picture or to download a picture you've already had? So it seems to be, we just had a person here that I think said that they worked with that. So that's an issue that I'm having.
We'll look into that.
Okay. All right, thank
I don't know the technology.
you. A quick kudo to the CHP. There was an abandoned food truck of all things. And it was on Dawsonia for about 3 weeks. And had like 2017 tags on it, just sitting there. And I called, I used to be a volunteer, a sheriff volunteer, and so I knew to call it CHP. The person was very responsible, did right on it. Next day it was tagged, the next day it was gone. So kudos to the CHP.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go in the back as he's been waiting for a while, and then we'll go up the middle and then here in the front.
Larry West, Bonita resident, and I beat the beat up on the Department of Public Works again, but I'm concerned that we're not getting early enough or deep enough cutting back of underbrush, and then the follow-on to that for fire prevention. And then the follow-on to that is flood control, remembering the problem the city of San Diego had a couple of years ago. Did you hear that?
Can you hear that?
Start over.
Okay. So I'm concerned about cutting underbrush and also cleaning out the drainage areas like the canal from Central to Roar Park because of fire concerns, wildfire concerns, and then the flood concerns. And I'm worried because of deferred maintenance in the city of San Diego a couple of years ago caused some pretty serious problems, and I prefer to avoid that.
Hi, thanks for your comment there, and we're happy, I'll address it now, but if you want to talk longer, we can stay after the meeting and talk some more. Sarah Gahi from our flood control program is here. I think this is the same area where Bruce went out and actually met with some of the residents. I think we've received that concern in the past. We've had our crew who supports Sarah's team walk the area and And they've actually been there to do some clean out, so if there are other areas that you've noticed that could represent some type of challenge, and maybe decrease the amount of flood water that the channel can convey, we're happy to take that down and get on it.
How would they get a hold of you?
I have a card, but you could also use the Tell Us Now app.
So he has a card, but you can also use the Tell Us Now app.
Yeah.
It's not just for roads.
No, it's not just for roads. It can be approved. And we're gonna work on that, but it's not just for roads. Okay, I had seen a hand in the middle. Yes.
Hi, yes, my name is Maribel. I've lived in Bonita for 30 years, children's all my life. But I wanted to piggyback a little bit off of the gentleman on Briarwood, on San Miguel, 5500 block of San Miguel. I believe there's a no parking signs along the curb, but there's always cars there. And I know a lot of them, some are like construction or whatever, it's like for construction. Also, 56 to 5800 block Sweetwater Road, there's always big dump trucks. And I don't know, I just feel like if you have big trucks like that, shouldn't you have somewhere to park them other than the road? Because they're always there on the weekend, so I know they park there, they leave them there, and there's many of them. So I don't
So
know.
it's the block of 55, 5600 and Briarwood is where you've seen.
No,
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater. Yes, by the pound.
Where the new self-storage is going in?
Yes,
yes,
right there.
okay.
But it was before
That-
all this,
okay.
so I know it's not, doesn't have anything to do with that. And then on San Miguel, there's always cars parked out there, and I believe there's a sign that says no parking overnight.
Hey, Mike.
No, in Bonita. In Bonita?
Mike Burra, one of you, if you could address the no parking issue, please. I have my team here right here.
Yeah, I was just gonna jump.
Thank you. I believe we're talking about a location in which they're parking off the road, which is a challenge for us because most of our signs
Can you move your mic a little closer? Yeah, just
Sit right up to your
close.
mouth.
There you go.
Sorry about that. So if it's the location I'm thinking of, there's an opportunity for people to park on the dirt off of the road, which is a different enforcement issue.
She's talking about by by Sunnyside School, where the road is very wide, is that correct?
Yes.
And it's not no parking, it's no stopping. And people leave their vehicles, campers.
Is this school related, perhaps?
No, it's not school related. There's one particular house that has a bunch of tree trimmer guys, like, not exaggerating, 10 tree trimmer trucks and shredders and all their personal vehicles. There's probably 20 vehicles there. They're
So
pulling out, they're working on them, there's engines in their backs of their trucks. Like,
Stop
it's
it.
ridiculous.
We have the problem, you know.
Yeah, and nobody's doing anything about it. It's law enforcement.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody has. I mean, I'm kind of
It's okay.
down here for you guys, but thank you. Now
I might not need this. Okay, you're talking about trucks parking, a lot of parking stuff. I had another gentleman who was talking about parking. Let me just put this out there. There's a lot of parking problems. Okay, a lot of parking problems throughout this community. And what we're doing, obviously between ourselves and the SO, there was an issue where, hey, where do you park? And we're going to try to figure out who is responsible to go out there and do this. Well, now we're both going to take a shared responsibility. And if we get a call for service, we're just simply going to go out and check it. Tag it, and then take whatever action is necessary. Some of these things are a little bit more complicated than just going out and towing a vehicle. Our public works kind of talked about it. We really and truly try to have some level of empathy and sympathy with our community members. and understanding the financial restraints that people are experiencing. Because taking cars and towing them, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for not only the individual owners, but it's a big deal for the tow yards as well, because they're also taking on, you know, individual vehicles that they probably can't resell or will never get paid for. So there's always things that are included in the storage of all these things. However, to better address these issues, like I said earlier, we are starting up another team of individuals that's going to be dedicated to this area. I'm hoping to have at least 2 officers at least up and running no later than August, but we should start something by July. Now, permanent? Hang on a second, please. I'll get to it. We plan to have at least 2 officers in place by July, and that is to cover this particular community and the community that we have up in 4S, Lincoln Acres, and Otay Lakes, all those things. So it's not like they're just going to be able to be only here. We have a lot of other area to cover. However, it will provide more dedicated presence and availability for us to address most of the issues that you guys are all discussing. And I want to talk about, I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know your name.
Pedro.
Pedro, you mentioned a location that you were probably under the impression that people are selling cars from a certain location. That particular deal is being addressed by the California Highway Patrol. Obviously, there's a process to everything, but there is an ongoing investigation into that, and hopefully that will be resolved as the process takes its course, okay? But I do want you to know that we are working on that. And the large trucks that you're talking about, we'll have our officers go out, evaluate the situation, because that's what it takes. It takes officers to get out there and actually evaluate it so we can get eyes on it and see what the issue is. But if we go back and the vehicle isn't there, that same vehicle is in the same place. It's now moved. Okay? So if it's moved, now that clock starts over. All right? So people aren't dumb. They're not dumb to what they're doing. So if they're parking there in an illegal manner, they'll park there and then they'll move their car X amount of distance, whatever that's required, and then the clock starts over again. So it's kind of like a cat and mouse type deal. However, it's a concern. You're bringing it forward, so we'll have our team go out and take a look at it, and we'll start working on these things. But increased evaluation and enforcement efforts will hopefully result in a decrease in some of these things occurring. So I'm just happy that we have what I would consider at least more adequate staffing to go out and kind of address some of these concerns. Nothing's going to happen immediately, all right? You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, but we're going to do everything we can within our jurisdictional and authorized capability to bring resolution to these issues. That I give you my guarantee on, all right? So working on yours and working on all of the parking complaints, and it's going to be a collaborative effort. We can't do this without the assistance of the sheriffs. They can't do it without the assistance of the Highway Patrol, because it's just too broad of an issue for only one agency to try and tackle with all the other things that we have to respond to on a daily basis. But believe me, we hear you, all right? And we're going to start doing everything that we can to bring resources and a resolution. Yes, sir.
Can I get a mic? That's not what I think.
So, 2 things for, my name is Guillermo, across the street here. Anybody who hasn't worked with Morelli, he's awesome.
Yes.
He is awesome. Thank you so much for Anyway, so, let me ask you something. What would you say for if somebody asked you, is it worth a kids, children's safety, to supply one unit, one motorcycle unit, for 1 hour, one day a month. Would you agree is that possible? Do you agree that would be a legitimate request?
Wait a minute, can you repeat the question?
Yes.
Or the
comment?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think it's feasible to ask from you guys one unit, a motorcycle unit, to show up 1 hour, one day of the month? Do you think that's feasible? Well, I'm sorry. So, again, I live across the street here, and I walk my kid here to the school every single day on Sweetwater Road. Every single day. Every single day. I almost get run over with my kid, with my child. Everybody does at least twice the speed limit. It's a school zone speed limit. Everybody's doing 40, 50, 60. Everybody runs the red light. Every single day. Morali helped me to change the very dated old school zone signs. They were like 50 years old. We got new signs, but people just don't look at it. It doesn't matter. It didn't make a zero. It didn't make any difference. I have called your agency probably like 10 times. Talked to many sergeants, and I told them, please send one guy, one motorcycle guy, 1 hour in the morning, one day a month. And guess what they said?
What did they say?
We don't have enough staffing.
Okay.
Hold that thought. If I go to 54, any given day, I see one of your units at least 50% of the times there. There's always somebody there. So that's where my question comes. Do you think it's reasonable to ask you guys for one unit, one motorcycle unit, for 1 hour, one day a month? Because again, if somebody sees you guys, because the problem with Sweetwater is like a long stretch of road, and in the morning people are late to work, and I understand that, and that's fine, right? But you can't do 50, 60 miles an hour on a school zone and still run the red light. See what I'm saying? And the only reason people do that because you guys are never here, ever, like ever. Let alone on the weekends, on Saturdays and Friday nights, people do 60, 80 miles an hour. There's an accident like twice a month here in the Russell Sweetwater and Valley Vista Road. I live right in the corner right there. And I have videos, I have pictures. My kid even told me, hey Dad, why don't you bring an egg? And when you see somebody going to run us over, throw it against the windshield. I know it's funny, right? But I bring my kid to this school. And people, there's been a couple of times when I was like, holy crap. This person is just running the red light, doing 60 miles an hour in a school zone. I think that's way more important than parkings and RVs and stuff. We need really to do something about that. Sorry for my frustration. Again, I've called your agency many times. I don't forgive anyone anymore.
I don't know if the lights work together.
I know, right?
I think they interfere with one another. Let me start by saying this. I appreciate your passion. You care. You care about your family. You care about your community. You care about the safety of not only your child, but I'm assuming all the children that go to the school. And it's reasonable to ask. I'm not going to say that that's not a reasonable ask. It's just whether or not that's something that can be provided. And you may see a unit, once a day or whatever on the 54 or on the 5 or wherever. I'm similar to you. I'm a human being with children. I walk my children to school whenever I have that opportunity to do so. And I face the same dilemma. And I'm just as mad and frustrated as you are. And I want something done. And I'm in a position where I can hey, go to my colleagues and say, hey, can you do this? But I know what reality is there's 100 other schools that are experiencing the same thing. I mean, I would love to say that, no, you can't drive twice the speed limit in a school zone, but we see it all the time. I would love to say you can't drive twice the speed limit on the freeway, but we're seeing it all the time. And similar to you bringing your concerns about the school zone to me, I have 100,000 other people bringing their concerns to me about speeding on the freeway as well. Unsafe lane changes, drunk drivers, all these things, everybody wants a service. Everybody wants enforcement. And we are doing everything that we can. If I could, I wish I could guarantee you I could put a guy here for 1 hour every day. But it would be irresponsible for me to do that. It would be irresponsible for me to do that. You're going to have soon, okay, soon, we'll have help, okay? I'm not going to tell you you're going to have somebody sitting in the same location once a month, every day, but you're going to have more presence. And I want you and your children to get to and from your destination in a safe manner without being subjected to people running the light or having to jump across the street to get out of the way of a moving vehicle. However, that takes more of us. And I just got to say this. This is honest to goodness here. The population increase, okay, has outlived the resources. All right, it's grown tremendously, especially in this neighborhood, and even in my neighborhood, it's grown tremendously. But resources are kind of remaining the same. So we need more, and we're doing things about that to try and get more, but that also is a process that takes time to do. All right? However, believe me, I hear you, I understand your concern and frustration, and you have every right to be frustrated. You have every right to have a deep level of concern for the safety of yourself and your child as you're walking to school. And we're going to do something about it. And I hope that as we begin to address this, that we can continue to grow our resources so we can have a more steady presence at your school's location, at the location down the street, at the location in other communities. I hope that that's something that we can do. But we're going to take what I would consider incremental steps at addressing the issues as they've come forward and do the best that we can with what we have available as we move forward.
So you say you're going to get more staffing, 2 more units, right?
I'm saying I'm going to start with 2 police officers, 2 highway patrol officers to patrol not only this location, but other unincorporated areas as well. Okay. So they will develop plans as they evaluate what's going on to determine, hey, where am I needed more and at what times?
Is that the same program that was in place like a decade ago?
Yes.
It's the same.
Very similar, right? Yes. Okay. Very similar.
Okay, so could I take your card and follow up with you?
I'll get with you after this.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for that, and Captain, for that. In the back, Johnny. And then I'll come.
My name.
You know what, Johnny? I'm so sorry. But I had promised her she was next, and then we go to Johnny, and then I saw your hand up, please. I'm so sorry.
This is good timing anyway. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you. I might not do this. First of all, I am petrified for public safety, but I used to.
Do I really need this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Sharon Coleman. I've been a longtime member of the Civic Association. I am currently a board member. And I'm here to talk about, my husband and I live on Winnetka Drive, AKA the Winnetka Speedway. I want to try to make this really quick, but sort of like a case study. Because without the Civic Association, I would never have known where to even begin to get the help that we needed on our streets. Because it was an issue for decades prior to when we moved in, which was in 2013. So The street, in case you don't know, is off of Sweetwater Road, north of Central. It includes the Bonita Downs, Bonita Woods, and the very large Emerald Ranch developments. A lot of people live in our development area. 100% residential. So I've taken this speeding issue on since 2014, like I said, and through the help of the SBCA, directing me to the county, we've made a lot of improvements. I had beginner's luck back then and got amazing support. The county installed a speed feedback sign. That's the one that shows you how fast you're going. Extra speed limit signs, watch downhill speed signage, and more. All of that coupled with improved CHP presence and enforcement, we started to see some slowing down by our neighbors. I want to share some statistics when we had the team you're speaking of. This is very amazing to understand. For example, in January of 2014, CHP rep would come to our meeting and disclose the statistics for traffic statistics. So 109 total citations in January of 2014. I'll just give you a few. Speeding 32, many of them on Winnetka. Failure to obey sign, various seatbelt and things like that. So this is when we had some like badass officers on motorcycles. They really did make a difference. So I'm totally looking forward to that in the future. But as time goes by, human nature takes over. We have speed blindness now when it comes to the sign. Even flashing in your face, slow down, shows the speeds. 40 miles per hour is very common. I've seen up to 60, 25, very rare. So unfortunately, we can't legislate the lack of morality regarding speeders. This is a human problem, an epidemic of reckless and selfish behavior. We have a dangerous street, plain and simple, with residents that just don't care. We have had several dog hit and runs, countless close calls with trying to get in and out of our driveways, mailboxes being crashed into. I'm scared to death for all the people that walk every day on our street. And I know, I'm just trying to say, this is a case study. I'm speaking for all of you, because I know the same thing is happening all over. We already know that from the people who've spoken. So, in summary, for 10 plus years, after multiple speed studies done by the county, they were so tired of me calling for them. They say our answer is more enforcement. But no, we all know, we know all too well the limitations around that consistency, which we have heard from tonight, the reasons. The county says no more speed studies, no stop signs, no speed bumps, no traffic calming, just CHP writing tickets. So, we all know about our Bonita Highland neighbors' traffic calming system. We all are so jealous. And other systems all across the county, including speed bumps. But we can only employ effective deterrence because this is a human problem of people making decisions to do what they do around speeding and reckless driving. So the two words of the night, speed cushions. And I know we're going to get a lot of like some emotions from a lot of you, but most importantly from the fire department. So I'm just going to read a little blurb. Speed cushions do not slow down emergency response significantly and can provide a winning solution for neighborhoods experiencing chronic high-speed drivers while still allowing quick response by emergency vehicles. I have lots of information that I got online. The Department of Transportation has done many case studies in California, including in San Diego. I got lots of stuff. I have been in this place speaking on this issue for 10 years. I've attended every panel that we've done for speeding and safety. We need something different. This is never going to end if we do not have the cooperation and the stepping up in a way that is brave and daring to save our communities and our quality of life. So I'm still really scared, but I'm here to tell you that I'm committed to my community, and this showing up is so important. So thank you for being here. Thank you so much for that. You did great. We wouldn't have known at all. So can we, I know.
Supervisor, if I may.
Can we address that? And also I'd love to hear from you.
Sure.
Not to put you on the spot.
My favorite street. There are two streets favorite in Bonita. One is Winnetka, the second is San Miguel. We've been there. We've been there. We have done many things. There's safe walking spaces. It's a dead-end street at the end of the day. It's the neighbors. It's really the neighbors. At the end of the day, the people that we are all talking about are our neighbors who are going up and down the street. You talk about driver's education, right? That's where the foundation is. So, Supervisor, we are happy to engage with the fire department, with our fire team folks. There are some great issues on Winnetka Drive, especially as you're coming down towards Sweetwater Road. We need to be sensitive about vehicles not getting into unintended consequences. Mike, we can take another look at, we can do yet another traffic study, let's put it this way. But this time we will certainly work with the fire team members and our law enforcement folks. Captain, as she said, yes, back in the day, we did have Winnetka Drive as a priority road for your office, and there was resources available. The problem again is, it's our neighbors. Just want to give it a
Can I respond to that real quick? Yes, the speed cushions, you can put them in front of my house, because literally, I live halfway down that hill, and that's where they put the maximum speed before going down, because they know they're gonna see that sign. And I can't get out of my driveway.
Deputy Chief Mike Smith, Bonita Fire Department. Our long-standing stance on speed bumps, speed humps, and speed, things that slow down us is there's a lot of unintended consequences with fire apparatus that's 30 feet long and 46,000 pounds trying to get to your house quickly. So there's a lot of unintended consequences for very little, I would say, rate of return when we look at emergency response to your house. Yes, it will stop the Honda Civic, and that might be what you want, but when we look at what we're bringing to your house in a timely manner, we have great response rates right now. Our times are great. Like when I always report how fast our ambulances get there, it's always the best in South Bay. Our fire department, again, it's a single station, so we rely on our partners through Chula Vista, National City, San Diego, all of us to work together to get to houses quickly. With that, you can't build a whole bunch of fire stations so we can get to your house quicker, but if you start slowing us down, I can't get back up to speed, especially going up Winnetka to those houses at all right now, but you start slowing us down incrementally, we're gonna call 5 miles an hour right there. So those are where our stance is. The good news is I don't build speed bumps. These guys do. Our stance on it is we gotta really look at what it's gonna affect, not just you, but the neighbor above. Again, it's 46,000 pounds trying to get to your house quickly. So we do have a lot of moving mass that we have to deal with.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Not a whole bunch of Bonita though.
And that's, that's what I was talking about earlier. We gotta be creative, think about all the different, sometimes competing priorities, right, that we need to consider. We're gonna go to Johnny, and then we're gonna go to Mike in the back, because he wanted to talk about e-bikes.
Good evening. My name is Johnny Garcia. I'm a lifetime South Bay resident, a resident of Bonita since '84. I live a block away. You know, I'm cognizant of the problem and danger you've raised. And I have two ideas I'd like to convey. I say convey because they weren't my ideas, I overheard. But one is we have a local patrol, a volunteer patrol that I know they drive by my neighborhood every once in a while. And I'm wondering if they could, and I'm not sure whose jurisdiction they fall under, but whether we could entice them to park during the student traffic times near that intersection to maybe at least deter some of that speeding and running at the red lights. And another one I overheard was cameras. Is there any chance that at that signal light, which is where many students cross, we could have a camera there to ticket people who speed and run red lights? Throw them out there.
Okay, I think those are great ideas. I know the sheriff has a volunteer patrol. Maybe you can address that. And then I want to go to our staff to address the camera.
Yeah, so the Sheriff's Department is the one that provides the community service officers, the senior volunteers that patrol the area here in Bonita. I think we have 6 that are assigned to Bonita. I can look into getting them out to that location if that might help. Obviously, a lot of people know the difference between a law enforcement vehicle and a senior volunteer vehicle. It's a completely different vehicle, different lights, different everything. But if it's something that can help in deterring people from speeding, it's certainly something that we can look into and do. So it's not a problem.
How do we
park on the street rather than in the fire station at night, or when they're not driving the vehicle, put them around in locations? I've seen that in numerous
No,
things.
I mean, unfortunately, we don't leave our vehicles out unattended, just because
You
somebody
do
will
in
break
front of-
into them.
You do in front of the high school out in North County.
Well, I mean, it's
and
North
a
County,
sheriff's
so
vehicle sitting
North
there.
County's a little different from South County, so I'm not sure what they're doing up there.
Okay.
It's just something that we don't leave our vehicles out here unattended.
This vehicle's in front of the high school out there, it hasn't moved in 6 months, and people go by and
It could be a decoy vehicle that was just set up just for that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have decoy vehicles. All the vehicles we use are out patrolling and doing the work. So.
But I think this is a great suggestion, because he's willing to look into it with our senior volunteer patrol unit, who can potentially come, and we can look into if they can come and park themselves and deter some of the speeders around the school areas. So how do we follow up?
So with that, so I left business cards for our lieutenant, which is out of Imperial Beach, on the table back here. It's got his email on there. So if you take a business card, if you want to email him, he will get me the information. I'm the traffic sergeant out in Imperial Beach, but I also oversee all of our county areas. So if it's something that I can try to work with you guys to try to get those vehicles out here. We're also always looking for other senior volunteers to help out. So if it's something that you think you'd want to participate in, we're more than welcome to take the applications and try to see if you can help us out as well.
Okay, we'll follow up. He's gonna leave the information. You can also with my team member.
Can I make a really quick comment? About 2 weeks ago, a week ago, the power went out for overnight, I think. And in the morning, the power was still out. So the signal light was flashing because it was running on batteries, right? It was calm. And there was only about a 3 or 4 car lane waiting to do the stop sign. And everybody was doing the stop sign, and there were no speeders. Nobody was running the red light. And that's quite like a very easy fix to maybe consider this. Maybe put the flashing lights during school hours.
And they'll get used to it.
Let's
No, but the problem is that people stop, and you have to stop.
No, that's a good idea. Let's explore those
That's something very
ideas, but I just
simple.
want to make sure that there's follow-up, right? So we're going to follow up, and then my team is also going to keep an eye on that. I do want to transition over to Mike, because he had concerns around e-bikes, and I want to give everybody the opportunity to share their concerns. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you. So I am the District 1 representative for the traffic through the county, unincorporated area of Bonita. We've worked with Morale and his team, Mike Kenny's back there, Barara. I work with them every 6 weeks. We have a traffic advisory committee meeting. Our concern here lately, and it's been brought up at our meetings also, is about what to do about the e-bikes, the e-motorcycles specifically, and the crackdown on it. I see many on the internet where agencies throughout the San Bernardino, state of California, they're working together and they're doing crackdowns. They're trapping them in the street somehow, one way or another. Golden Gate Bridge, I saw one. And then we're talking hundreds there. But here in Bonita, we got a group of 15 to 25 that are terrorizing the town every evening after school, weekends, doing wheelies down the street. You guys seen it, you know what everything's going on. So we need help with that. That's one thing.
So can I just really quick, because Chula Vista just passed an e-bike ordinance, and I want to give the councilwoman an opportunity to speak to that.
That is an issue. Unfortunately, it's growing and growing, and we did pass it, and it went into effect, the ordinance on September 4th of 2025, and we started enforcing in December 3rd of 2025. What I do want to mention is that we did work on an ordinance, and we did an outreach program with the parents as well, because we had some opposition, right? Because we have hardworking families that rely on this transportation for their kids to get to and from their school. So I think that outreach as well, and we can work together with the supervisor to get this moving. And I'm gonna let Chula Vista PD talk about the enforcement and what they're seeing and how we're taking action. But I think it's crucial that for their safety and traffic safety, I've been on the street and I get a group of 15, 20 children, even pop willies in front of me. 2 kids at the time. So it's really a concern of safety, but also the driver being involved in a possible collision and living with that for the rest of their lives, right? So I hear you. I want to work with the county. I'm going to work with Supervisor Paloma Aguirre to see how we can provide all our knowledge and work together for future. We're going to be saving lives here. So I think it's a crucial piece of the puzzle right now that we work together, because we're not a nucleus, right? This is like ecosystem. We bring regional solutions. So Chula Vista has recently started enforcing starting December, but I'm gonna let Chula Vista PD talk a little bit about what we're seeing, how it's decreasing in our city, and moving forward, what else we need to do. So.
Send them all over here.
Good evening, Captain Lamar Barrett. Yeah, we are definitely doing enforcement on e-bikes in the city of Chula Vista. Huge problem. It's a safety issue for all involved, and it starts with education. So I think we've tried to partner up with the school systems to educate families, educate parents on, a helmet on your child. Do you really know what an e-bike is all about? You can buy an e-bike almost anywhere these days, on Amazon, And so the difference between an e-bike and an e-motorcycle and a motorcycle, there's differences, but they all go fast. And kids don't really understand that that's dangerous, and that they need to observe the rules of the road. So we have taken enforcement. The traffic division has gone out and done random e-bike enforcement. As of a couple of weeks ago, we did one. We impounded a couple e-motorcycles. The difference between an e-bike and e-motorcycle is the e-motorcycle, you need a license, okay? But the kids are still riding around, and what's happening in June, all the kids are graduating, so it's gonna go up, right? So we are getting out there. We're gonna do more random e-bike operations. We don't put them out because we don't want the kids to know about them. We want to catch them and educate them. We always get the question, do you chase them? Why don't you chase them? Why don't, we typically don't want to chase them because we don't want them to run from us and then bad things happen, right? But we have, in our city, we've been using drones for a while, so we can follow with drones, and then we go knock on the door, and we're partnering up with the district attorney's office to prosecute parents for child endangerment. So we're taking a very serious look at this issue. And we welcome our local law enforcement to partner up with CHP, the SO, and take, some meaningful enforcement for this issue.
Is the sheriff's department willing to do something like that? Because I've heard a lot of police departments say, we're not gonna chase them, that's just the way that is. CHP, Sheriff's Department, can you comment on what they're doing? Do you have drones? Do you have the ability to do that? Because they're driving behind my house at 30 miles an hour on a horse trail. And all you equestrians, you know what cause that would be when those things come up. It is dangerous. They go down Corral Canyon popping wheelies, 15 of them, like Mike is saying. But if you guys have figured it out. Applause to you for figuring out how to do drones and whatnot. That's fantastic. CHP, sheriffs, is that a possibility for you guys to work with Chula Vista, find out their secret? Because you don't want to chase them. Is that something you guys would be willing to do?
Are you talking about on your horse trail?
On my horse trail. I'm talking about e-motorcycles going behind my house on a daily basis. And in the Bonita Highlands, and if there's a horse there, that, you equestrians know what I'm saying. That person could be spooked and it could be a death. But they're on the streets too.
Yeah.
And they're popping wheels. You know what I'm talking about. This is something. And
We don't have that drone capability that Chula Vista does.
Ask them to borrow.
It doesn't work that way. Believe me, it doesn't work like that. However, you know, to your question, we're always willing to collaborate with our fellow law enforcement in order to develop you know, plans and strategies to reduce what's going on. And let's be honest, these are our kids. Okay, these are kids. They're everywhere. They're in Chula Vista, they're in San Diego, they're all over the place. And the education is the biggest piece of this. If we could get to the parents who are purchasing these things, that cost $1,000, $2,000. And they're unaware of what these things are capable of doing, or what their children are really doing on them. But we don't want anyone to get hurt. You don't want to see law enforcement chasing these kids in pursuits, because they don't know what they're doing. They're going to end up getting hurt, like the captain said. So to avoid that, we have to kind of implement different measures. And if that's something that's working, maybe that's something that could be explored. But it's an ongoing issue. Identifying which one is which is also beneficial, because if you're riding the e-motorcycle, none of these kids should be on those things.
That's what they're on.
Yeah, none of them should be on the e-motorcycle. The e-bike is another deal. Now, let me talk about this. Once we do get them stopped, keep in mind, these are children, they're juveniles. There's a whole different set of rules and regulations that go along with dealing with juveniles. So now, an officer is tied up for hours and hours waiting for the individual's parents to arrive, to come and be able to question them, all these things that we have to deal with when we're dealing with juveniles. So that's why it can't just be a random ordeal where one officer goes out and starts chasing people. It has to be a coordinated, planned effort for us to be able to actually make a dent in this. But realistically, partnering with the schools, kind of like Chula Vista is doing, similar where other places I know, the schools will not allow these children to ride an e-motorcycle to the school. They won't let them park it there. So that is a beginning of a deterrent. If you get to the schools and say, hey, these aren't allowed, and the school buys off on it, now they have to leave those things at home and figure out another way to get to school, because they have them readily available when they get out of school, and now they're riding wheelies everywhere. So if we could start that conversation, there's so many things that I know you guys have ideas on and could possibly be done, but remember, we're held to a certain standard of rules of law as to when we can step in and do something. So, but we're open to those conversations, and we will have those with them moving forward.
Can I ask what the Sheriff's Department and the CHP are doing? I hear a plan from the Chula Vista Police Department. Can I hear something from the Sheriff's and CHP of a concrete plan that you have, or what you are doing right now for that problem? If you could address that, what that specifically is.
Yeah.
We don't have a county ordinance right now.
Well, maybe that's the next step, right? Is the councilwoman alluded to it. They have implemented their ordinance and enforcement. Sounds like things are working. So I see it as a logical step, us proposing an ordinance at the county, so then we give our law enforcement more tools on how to address this really serious issue. I do want to just quickly acknowledge what the captain said about education as well, and we do have a board trustee here in the back, Mr. Tamayo. I don't know if you want to just quickly, before we go back to Councilwoman, address that comment.
Before you do, I was just gonna,
Because it's alluding to that Chula Vista, the best way to reach and have this synergy of working together It's not implementing, enforcing, it's educating. So, partnering up with schools, the school districts, Sweetwater, Chula Vista, we need that educational purpose with the parents, by the teachers, by the schools. That's the best way when you have these community forums to have all these representatives and all these parents come join, right? And have these discussions and have them know that it's because of their safety and the driver's safety, but nobody wants to see on the news that a child died because of a e-bike or a motorcycle. Well, not a motorcycle, but a scooter, even scooters that fly at incredible miles per hour. So that's why I was alluding, and thank goodness that you mentioned that, because that's the greatest ally you have as a community, the teachers. Remember that. Before the ordinance, it's gonna be them first.
Yeah, it's gotta go hand in hand. Do you wanna comment?
Sure. One of the things that we do, and we try to do with every single school, is invite the community to listen to forums and workshops on the safety of our kids, right? Because we understand that families want to have a vehicle for their children to go to school. But it's the problem becomes when it's a motorcycle or an e-motorcycle. That is where we're trying to work with parents to educate them on the safety of that. And then the next steps that we're doing is we're going to start banning the use of e-motorcycles to schools. So we're communicating right now, not just at the elementary school levels, but also with the high school. So we have a partnership right now working to make sure that we can pass a resolution at the board level to make sure that the principals at every single school have that ability to let the parents know and let the students know that they cannot bring those e-motorcycles. So we're working on that. We need to come here to the Bonita side. We've been doing it in Chula Vista because of the ordinance that the city council has passed. So with the help of the supervisor, we'll be able to do it here too.
So I'm hearing several different things, right? One is an ordinance at the county level. 2 is a resolution from the school district to focus here on the area. 3, and that goes hand in hand with education. 3 is the potential for maybe an operation over the summer, you know, like how, and I don't want to put you on the spot. I know that takes a lot of work and, you know, maybe the ordinance is a solution, but it sounds like there's an opportunity for cooperation between the sheriff and the CHP to just go out there and see what's going on, right? And do an operation over the summer months when the kids are most active. Okay, so.
I just want to bring up, on
Okay,
Saturday,
yes.
we're supposed to have, in collaboration with the fire department, there is going to be an e-bike, it's going to be an e-bike workshop, or the parents can come and get educated as far as what an e-bike is or what a motorcycle is, and helmets and all that stuff. So we're working on it.
9 o'clock on the 6th at the fire station.
Did
4900
everybody hear?
Bonita Road.
9 o'clock.
The e-bike workshop will be June 6th, 9 o'clock at the fire station. It's 4900 Bonita Road.
CHP will have officers there and have a booth, so if parents have any questions, then they'll be able to answer those questions as far as e-bikes.
Thank you. And when do we, I know not to put you on the spot, but a resolution, when can we expect one on that end?
Probably July.
Probably July. Okay. And for us at the county? Ordinance take a little longer, but at least we have something to build off of. Okay, I see a ton of hands up, guys, and yeah.
Can I discuss this thing that you're talking about, what I did?
Yeah, oh yeah. I just want to flag that we're overtime. So like, yeah.
So, my name is Susan Hevlin. I write a local community paper that you can all participate in and write. It's called SunnysideCommonSense.com. I wrote about this. I contacted the principals at the middle school, the high school, and all the elementary schools. I got answers back. I told them about a workshop that Scripps Health puts on. That's excellent. It's not boring. It's free for all San Diego County kids, and it's fun. It teaches them how to ride in groups, avoid cars, how fast to stop. It tells them it's fun stuff. So my recommendation that I made in my paper was you ask every child to take this course so they all know the safety rules. And then you do something, I'm the next teacher, you can tell. You do something like they have to have a license, like a car. So they have to fill out something with their parents. And you have information, who they are, where they live, what their phone number is, parents' email, all that. And then when you see them, you get a picture of that license plate, binoculars or whatever. Then you know who the kid is. You write the parent and kid an email, and you say, oh, we saw you doing this. And you have consequences. You work into it, but by the time they do their second one or their third one, you do different things. Maybe you take the bike away. Maybe you make the parent attend a safety course with the kid. Get the parent involved, because they don't want to be bothered with that. So you get them involved, they'll do something. And then the final thing is, maybe have something fun for them, like a bike rodeo or something. And if they have two marks against them, they don't get to participate. And every kid's going to want to participate in that and show off their tricks. Just an idea.
Okay,
And that's my phone.
thank you for that. All right, we're out of time. I know there were still some hands up, so I want to encourage you to write on the whiteboard what your comment was. We're going to take all of that, but just to summarize, right, we've heard speeding is a huge concern, street sweeping and clogged storm drains is important, e-bike safety, parking issues, we're going to follow up on all of that, a potential ordinance for e-bikes, a potential operation for summer months to control speeding from e-bikers, and I think that was it. But we're going to take everything that was written in the whiteboards and we're going to make sure to summarize that. And we could even send it to those of you who signed up on our email list as a summary. We just want to make sure that you know that we're on it and on the same page. Please help me thank our wonderful panel for spending all this time with us. Your service to this community. Thank you for listening to us and for sharing your concerns and thoughts with me and my team. Please know we're here to serve you. We're here to represent you. We're here to fight for you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Barr, Timo. Remember Timo? We live on Bonita Mesa Road. And we've been trying to make a case. Bonita Mesa Road? Yeah. We did 35 miles per hour on that. Well, 35 for us, collectively. He's my neighbor. Let's go over there. And what happened we got a question that never got answered.
Yeah, so I think you were talking about sorry.
Oh, no problem, thank you. No. Guys, have a good night.
Thanks.
Thank you, you too.
Take care.
I like your hat, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Some of the other people didn't tonight. No, they came up and told me, their feelings. I didn't ask them for it, but they definitely wanted to tell me it. I guess. To curse at me, and yeah.
Well,
It's not very nice. But God bless you guys. Have a good night.
And I was like,
I think everybody left. I was trying to talk to Sharon, I was going to ask you, if you would like more people put your name on it, article by Sharon Coleman. Okay. Okay. Paper. And the email's on the back to Sarah too. I love 11 years. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. It's actually it's the first meeting is not, so not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. I think so. I don't think we gotta sign up and pay $25. I don't know. I haven't seen that. You might see that.
Everything can happen, so we need to work hard.
Money is the mother's milk of politics, and that's the way I go.
Well, yeah, so I had nothing to say, I had no choice. The cover.
We're gonna let them have conversations with the constituents, and I'm trying to wait for them to head out and leave, so that way I can ask them the questions that I have. They didn't want to take my question then there, which is fine. There's plenty of people who didn't get their question answered, but I want to give them time and respect for their job and let them speak with their constituents. But at the end here, I am trying to ask them a question about their outreach to the event. I think the group here that through the outreach does a phenomenal job and try to get these local leaders to come to their meetings. Now, do I think the leaders do any outreach that there's a meeting going on? No. I don't think they do any.
You know what? I think that your first forum about my district is wild. So we can have teachers.
During the beginning of the meeting, while we were doing the Pledge of Allegiance, Supervisor Gary decided not to do the Pledge of Allegiance with us.
Thank you for coming here today. Great.
How you been? Good? Very good. Appreciate you coming out tonight. Is there anything you want to let anybody know? I mean,
Obviously today we heard about e-bikes being an important issue. So Chula Vista has been taking great steps to mitigate that. So we're going to look at how to make more public forums for our communities in Chula Vista and expand it to our schools here, the 3 schools that we have in Bonita. So we're looking forward to working with the Supervisor Paloma Aguirre and also the city of Chula Vista and the mayor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the comment.
See ya.
Thanks again for coming tonight.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Ms. Chavez, could I get a quick comment?
Sure. Always.
I greatly appreciate seeing you here at this event.
We always plan joint events with Bonita.
Right, and we try to make it here to bring in local to the Chula Vista community about your outreach. And when we did some looking into this event and the outreach that was done to it, we noticed that the event coordinators do an awesome job getting their local community. Do you consider this a Chula Vista outreach event, considering you didn't publicly advertise it or reach out to any of the residents?
We were walking and lit dropping. So we were dropping this, I can show you, this joint invitation that so because there's an area of my district that collides with Bonita, we were walking, knocking on doors and telling people ahead of time. But yeah, no, we definitely need to do more outreach, and especially post on social media. We did have a meeting at, no, but we had a meeting with the pickleballers, right? What park is it again? Mackenzie Creek, I forgot. Mackenzie Creek, we did have a community forum there. Was it like a month, 2 months ago? We just haven't posted it on social media, but we did have a meeting with them, and we need to be more active, posting as well, and you're completely right. We're gonna do better. We're gonna do better.
I just gotta ask you.
We're always out and about in the community, and this was one example, right? And I want to give props to Chula Vista PD. Chula Vista PD always does an incredible work. Now we're gonna have an ordinance at a county level for e-bikes, and that is of great importance because we need to keep our children safe, right? And now we're partnering up also with the school district. I think that's one of the highlights. We talked about speed bumps. We talked about keeping our storm drains clean, because what happened in 2024. And even though it wasn't under Chula Vista's jurisdiction, but it affects my part of the district, right? So that's why I'm working always closely with Supervisor Aguirre. And we talked about this forum together because it's important that we do this outreach ahead of time. And now we're going to work with her creating this synergy for community forum towards giving information to the parents and working with the school district. First and foremost, it's about the children's safety. So moving forward, but I am going to do a better job and publicizing and everything. Every community forum I have, I'm going to put it on social media. You're completely right, Robert.
And I really appreciate the answer to that. It's just fair to ask a representative supervisor the same question. So
Yes.
I'm not trying to single you out.
No.
I just want to encourage that outreach.
You're completely right. Yes.
We're looking for it. And so I just wanted to raise that concern, and then thank you for coming here tonight.
My pleasure.
One thing I would like to ask, do you know what the ARGIS meetings are that Chula Vista Police Department attends with Sandag?
So, great question, because I am now the South Bay representative for public safety at Sandag. A couple months ago, I was designated. So we're going to have some information coming up on that. I don't have it on me. I don't want to give you wrong information.
Oh, and I just wanted to let you know, we were there this morning to cover it.
Yes.
And we noticed that Chula Vista, we have representation on that board, but I didn't see Dan there.
Okay. I'll make sure to follow up to see, well, keeping Chula Vista the safest city in the county also has its demands, right? So I can't say anything other than how much I appreciate our PD, but I will follow up and I'll make sure we have some information ready for the public. Okay? Thank you, Robert, and thank you for always putting in the hours.
We're trying. Have a good night. Take care. We'll wait for Paloma to come out, the district supervisor, and see if we can ask her the same question. She thought the outreach on her side was done enough to get constituents that she represents in this area here to this meeting tonight. Considering I didn't see it on her website, I didn't see it posted on her social media. we're gonna go ahead and move locations to the front of the school and see if she popped out the other side. I don't think so. That worked out.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Robert.
Are you
But I suspect we'll be doing
Always.
Oh.
You have a good night, though. I
You
appreciate
too.
the county coming down here. I think that's who you're representing.
Yes, thank you
know.
so much.
We covered you guys, try to get your message out to everybody and make sure the community hears what the county's saying at these meetings.
So are you recording for the community group or for?
No, I'm Chula Vista Live Data. I'm my own news type of First Amendment auditor, kind of like somewhere in the middle of all of that. I deal with the police department a lot, but mainly government meetings. That's my forte.
Oh, well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, pleasure,
Appreciate
Robert.
it.
Thanks for
Sure.
coming out. Nice to meet you. I'm sure you guys are familiar with one of my reporters, Audra Morgan. She does a lot of public comments with you guys.
Yes, she does.
See her at the board hearing.
No, definitely. So
Nice to
appreciate you
meet
guys.
you.
You have a good night. Thanks. Appreciate your comments tonight, sir.
I don't appreciate being filled without my consent.
Sorry. Oh, it's a public meeting. I'm not. Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. Did Paloma already leave already?
Oh, yes.
Or she did?
She had another thing she had to go to.
I was trying to see if she came this way, and she
No,
must have snuck out the other way.
Right after.
All right.
Right, you were still standing in your spot.
Right,
when
right.
she
I was
came
looking
out.
down or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and when,
okay.
because she had to right away.
No, that's cool. I just wanted to ask because I know you're part of staff with them, so I didn't want to wait if she's not here.
No, she's
So,
gone.
thank you very much. You have a wonderful night. All right, you guys. So I guess that's the word. Paloma already left, and it's unfortunate because I had that question for her. I want to thank Carolina Chavez for answering our question tonight. You know, I think there's a lot more outreach on the supervisor and the council member to do more public awareness to events like this where you can have your voice heard. And I want to thank Sunnyside for publishing this information. That's where I got it. And I encourage you guys to follow Sunnyside. We'll go ahead and share their Facebook later on today with this article. And so thanks for tuning in. This is Chula Vista Live Data, and we were at a outreach event, public safety. We could use a couple of different terms, but we're at the Chula Vista Elementary School District School. I'm looking for the name. Valley Vista School. So just want to thank them for hosting it, and also the Sweetwater Civic Association for having their meetings and always welcoming the public and the live stream. So thank you guys. And I'm Jdata17. Check me out on all social, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good night.